wait. Welcome back to another video from the Debate Room Podcast. This is episode 164. It's going to be our pseudo trade deadline episode. We'll probably make another trade deadline episode when the actual trade deadline is approaching faster, and then when we actually see some moves happen. At this point right now, I think we've only seen 2 moves, and the trade deadline is 3 days away. So the NBA trades have started. It's just nothing crazy, but rumors are going all around. So we're going to talk about teams that need to make moves. We're going to talk about Giannis trade destinations because he's supposed to be getting traded either at the trade deadline or this offseason. We're going to be talking about NBA All-Star Game snubs because those were just released, and I will be admit they were terrible. I think that they were this bad because the NBA is trying to adhere to like this NBA world versus US or whatever they're doing, like this new format. I think that's the reason why it was so bad. But yeah, we're gonna talk about NBA All-Star snubs, teams that need to make the trade deadline, or teams that need to make moves at the trade deadline. We're gonna revisit the Luka Doncic trade a year later. We're gonna talk about the Hornets dominating since the beginning of the new year. They just picked up a win over the San Antonio Spurs. And we're gonna talk about the Cavaliers and Kings kicking off the trade season with a trade that should be somewhat beneficial for both teams. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. How we doing though, y'all? Q, Max. I know Michigan State just lost to Michigan, biggest game of the season so far. Jeremy Fears had 31 points and I think 9 assists, something like that, but couldn't get it done against one of the best teams in the country. But can't get mad, you know. It was a close game for a second, you know. They
what are we talking about? We were down 16.5, and I think we lost by We lost by I think 10 because of the foul game at the end.
Well, they were blowing you out in the beginning, but then Fears let that run, and you guys got back in the game, and it was very competitive. And then to the end, they pulled away. But I think
1 by 12. But yeah, I mean that's like at the end of the game, you get the foul game. But yeah, 31 is disgusting. So Jeremy Fears has been on a tear, but unfortunately just didn't have the offensive help to really get it going. I think we shot like sub 20% from 3. That can't happen.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I feel like Izzo is yet to modernize, man. He obviously he's a great floor raiser. He's just yet to modernize his lineup.
As far as schemes?
No, I mean like just in terms of I mean like he's every year I guess he's just comfortable operating at a talent deficit for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't even know. He's pulled some of the guys we've gotten in the transfer portal have not like. I feel like when we've gotten them, they've come to our team and played very different, and like it's been very beneficial. Like I think what Divine's been doing has been insane. He's been playing really, really well, and like I think he shot 23%.
That's a talent deficit. Anytime you guys go with the top teams in the country, you're at a talent deficit.
As you're saying, as far as the top teams, like you're saying, as far as like the top end players,
like they have more talent. Like it's a clear talent gap between you guys, Michigan and Michigan State.
I wouldn't say that. I would just say the top end because I think we are deeper than like majority teams in the country. I think when you're talking about top end guys, sure, maybe, but Jeremy Fears has been a floor raiser to where he's been elevating his game to a different level. I don't think there are many teams who are deeper than we are.
Yeah, sure. What did it feel like to be in? What did it feel like to be in the atmosphere?
Huh? Oh, it was great. That game's always great atmosphere. Duke was great. Arkansas was great. Illinois with their win against Nebraska now, that'll be a great game. That's next weekend in 2 weeks. So maybe it's next weekend actually. That'll be a big game, obviously. Keaton Wagner.
We got talking NBA draft here very, very, very soon.
There's been a couple risers. There's been a couple big risers, which is kind of crazy.
Slacking is to say we're slacking is an understatement. I'm very disappointed, Q, with what we've done for NBA draft this year. But we'll get to it though. We'll get to it pretty soon because I mean it's February, man. It's time. But Q, man, how you been doing last few days?
I've been tired, parenting and whatnot.
A lot of stuff going on too in the sports world. It's hard to keep up sometimes. But one big thing that was announced yesterday was the NBA All-Star reserves. We had already heard like the starters, and the starters for the most part were fine. I felt like maybe Ant should have been starting instead of Steph Curry, but you know, legacy and I'm not saying he's been playing well. But the reserves were announced last night, and so the reserves for the East Scotty Barnes, Jalen Duren, Jalen Johnson, Donovan Mitchell, Norman Powell, Pascal Siakam, and Karl Anthony Towns. And for the West, the reserves were Denny Avia, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Chet Holmgren, LeBron James, and Jamal Murray making his first appearance as an All-Star like year 10 or something like that. Or year 11. He made his first All-Star game appearance. So what was your reaction to these All-Star game announcements? Do you feel like anybody was snubbed off the list or just talk to me about that? Because a lot of that talk was that people were snubbed.
I mean, the big one for me is just the fact that it's in the Clippers arena and there's no Clipper representing when there were two guys who you could throw out there. That's definitely like, I would say they normally do a good job of like, if it's in your home arena, you kind of get a little nod. Kawhi's, what was it, 28, 27 points a game?
27 points a game.
James Harden, I think, I don't know if the stats necessarily show up to the same thing, but like super integral to this team. I'm just saying they don't. I mean, is he averaging more than Kawhi? His assist numbers obviously better. But like
he's been very impactful for the Clippers.
I agree, but from a numbers perspective, if you're just looking at the numbers, I feel like people lean towards Kawhi because it's whatever, he hasn't averaged 28 in a long time, yada yada. But I think James Harden and Jamal Murray. I don't know.
I would go Jamal Murray, but I mean, probably for the impact, I'll go James Harden. But I'm not mad at Jamal Murray making it. Honestly, I think he deserves to be.
I'm not hating, but like, I mean, I don't think anyone thought Marksman would actually make it. Like, Laurie's balling, but I don't think anyone thought he was actually going to make a team. So that one doesn't surprise me.
Was there any snubs for you on either side? Because I think Max, you just talked about the West. I mean, the East has
for the East. Obviously the big name is Pascal. Especially when we're talking about reserves, that's like coaches picking. Like usually they value like winning and things like that. Obviously, like Pascal, like from straight numbers perspective, it's like it's cool. He having a cool year, but like I don't think like he should have got in. There's people that think Joel Embiid should be there, but there's a reason why he's not there. I guess, and I'm okay with it. But even if they would have, if Joel Embiid would have made it over Pascal, nobody would have batted an eye. So like I don't really care about that. In the West, people are up in arms about LeBron James, but it's LeBron James. I don't know. I don't know why we gotta act like that's so crazy. Like, no way they did that. No way LeBron James in year 20 is on the All-Star team. Like we haven't seen that for like the Pantheon greats like all the time. I think Kawhi should have got on there. If you want to knock him for games, I don't think you can because he still played a lot. James Harden, I think, had a case to be on the team for sure too. I think it was either one of those two definitely should have made it, especially for that aspect of them being in the home arena. I do think Anthony Edwards should have started over Steph Curry. I think that's like glaring. Like Andy, he started slow, but since then he's been like on a tear. So other than that, it's not like nothing too major unless I'm missing something.
I think the All-Star list was awful. Actually, the reserves were awful. Like it was bad. It's terrible. First of all, the East, I think it's awful. I don't think Norman Powell should have made it. There's no way Joel Embiid is not an All-Star game and Norman Powell is. There's no Pascal Siakam also shouldn't have made it. I think, to be honest, I think Joel Embiid has been better than everybody on this list. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, everybody, except Donovan Mitchell. I think Joel Embiid probably has been better than everybody on this list.
Oh, like of the reserves.
Reserves, yes.
Oh, okay.
I think Joel Embiid has probably been better than everybody on this list, outside of Donovan Mitchell and maybe Scotty Barnes. Who I think Scotty Barnes has been having an excellent year. But Joel Embiid, plainly, like not even going into like all of the advanced numbers, is averaging 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists on 62 shooting percentage. And the Sixers are 8 points better with him on the floor than off. Like, I know, and the Sixers are like the fifth seed in the East. He has clearly been better than Pascal Siakam. He's clearly been better than Norman Powell. He's clearly been better than Jalen Duren. He's clearly been better than Jalen Johnson. Like, Joel Embiid is a very, very big snub for me. Like, I know he hasn't looked 100% throughout this year, but especially on a per-minute basis, his impact has been ridiculous, bro. He's only playing how many minutes per game is he playing? You find this. Why can't I find it? Oh, he's only playing 31 minutes a game and give you 27 points. Basically, 26 points. Like, he's still been super efficient. Like, obviously, he's not at MVP level, but Joel Embiid, there's no way he should have been an All-Star this year. That is an insane snubbing. On the West side, it is absolutely blasphemous that Kawhi Leonard isn't an All-Star. He's been one of the best players in the world this entire year, basically. Over the last 25 games, the Clippers have been excellent. They're back in the play-in, and you got players on this list that have not been on good teams. Devin Booker is nowhere near Kawhi Leonard this year. Kawhi's been better than Kevin Durant. Kawhi's been better than Dinyavia. Kawhi's been better than Chet. Kawhi's been better than LeBron. Kawhi's been better than Jamal Murray. He's been better than everybody on his list. Outside of there's a case he's been better than Anthony Edwards, and I wouldn't really like look at it too crazy. He's been better. He's been better than essentially everybody on this reserves list. Kawhi's been better than Stephen Curry, who's a starter. Like, I think Kawhi has been better than Victor Wembanyama, who's a starter. Like, this doesn't make sense. He's been one of the best players in the world this year, and is not making an All-Star game. People want to point to LeBron. LeBron has not played like an All-Star this year whatsoever. Like, he should not be on this list for his play. But, however, he is a legacy. He's a legacy nomination, and every all-time great, pretty much, especially like Kobe and Michael Jordan, got that grace. Got that grace later in his career. I don't really care about that. But Kawhi Leonard definitely should be over Denny, because the Trailblazers literally suck. What are you doing?
You gotta understand they have to get the
yeah, they're doing it because the international stuff, bro. Like, Denny has not been better than Kawhi. Devin Booker has not been better than Kawhi. I mean, I already said all this, but Kawhi not being on the list is blasphemous. I think there's an argument. I mean, like, do we care about wins or not? Because I think there's an argument that MPJ should be over Pascal. Honestly, like, I do think it's a terrible list. I think it's one of the worst I've seen in a long time. Just off the fact that Joel Embiid and Kawhi didn't make the list. Like, that's ridiculous. So yeah, I mean, I love Jalen Duren and what he's been doing for the Pistons this year. Very impactful player. The regular stats PRA love him, and the advanced analytics love him because he's been very impactful for the team. 18 and 10, defense has improved. Jalen Duren has been great, but has not been better than Joel Embiid. Jalen Johnson, don't get me started. Like, bro, this list is awful. It's awful. Like, it's not.
Now who are you replacing? Like, who are you replacing them with other than Joel Embiid?
Probably nobody. Like
yeah.
I think MPJ should. I mean, MPJ has a case for sure.
Yeah, but for me, we're still missing. Obviously, there's a spot for Tatum that's missing, and there's a spot for Tyrese Halliburton that's missing. So It's like that's where you get your Norman Powells and your Pascal Siakam.
Yeah. So I think that it's just been bad. People are really like up in arms over LeBron things. Yeah, I mean, clearly he did not deserve to make it, but we know that. But it's LeBron. Like, LeBron will be in the All-Star game every single year that he's in the league. It's not like he's having a horrible season. Like, he's averaging 21 on very good efficiency. The points, rebounds, and assists are there. Obviously, I don't really I don't evaluate play like that. But given age, he's definitely not, like, he's having a really good year. Like, probably one of the best. With age factored in,
literally the best, because nobody's ever done this before.
Yeah, I mean, they've been much better with him off the floor. But
he's 41.
He's not. He has not. To be honest, he's nowhere near All-Star level impact. But it's LeBron. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about it. Now, are we ready to move on? Do we got any more thoughts about All-Star game?
I'm good.
All right, now let's move on to Giannis trade destinations. He announced, and the Bucks announced that it's time to move on, whether it's at the deadline or the summer. But there's a lot of speculation that it could be at the deadline this year. Giannis is he self-diagnosed himself that he's gonna be out for 6 weeks, which is crazy.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, after the game,
on 6.
after the game, I'm pretty sure he didn't get no type of X-ray or nothing. He was like, I'm about to be out for 6 weeks. It was the craziest thing I ever seen. Yeah, and then a few days later, he announced that basically he didn't say he's requesting a trade, but he literally requested a trade. So they're looking to move him. So, Max, I'm gonna start with you. What do you think the best destination for Giannis is this offseason or at the trade deadline?
I don't really know. I have a best. I think that again, depending on what people will have to give up, affects that. I think obviously the most realistic currently, if he's going to get moved before the deadline, I think everyone agrees on this, is Golden State, right? Golden State can simply make the money work right now. No other teams involved. They can get off Jimmy's contract, add picks. They own all of theirs. Plus, they're in a point where they need to kind of win now. So again, unless they're doing these 3-team trades, Golden State is really in a fight with themselves unless some mystery team is there because they have just the money works out perfectly and they have all their picks. So they have a lot of control in what they can give up. I just saw this thing on ESPN trying to throw out other teams. The Cavs give up Evan Mobley, the Sixers give up VJ Edgecombe. And I think it's in this world where, like, yes, you're trading for Giannis, right? Giannis is top 3 player right now, top 2, top 1 player when he wants to be. Like, Giannis is Giannis. There's no question about it, right? He's made his great finals run, but his fit is not always seamless next to any team on any team, right? So I don't know how he's going to play side by side with Joel Embiid, right? Giannis doesn't play off ball. So looking at some of these teams who are truly going to give away, I think the Cavs a little bit more of a 1-for-1 swap. I think that Evan Mobley, again, they're not seamless players on the same side, but like Evan Mobley is not providing you with this insane versatility, right? Like Evan Mobley is not stretching the floor out to you to a point where Giannis is that much of a different player. So I think the Cavs, they could definitely do it and think about it in that way. But the team that I think is still just been motivated and keeps getting thrown around in conversations is Toronto. I think Toronto, Giannis has shown this idea that maybe he wants to go there, get out of the country. I think that like he can go up there. Canada would love him. I think Q made the joke last time. It's got that flight straight to Greece. Like there is a huge benefit to being in Toronto. And I think that Toronto semi has the pieces to make it work. I just don't think they're super interesting, right? We talk about the RJ and the Quickly thing. That would make the money work. But are you really trading Giannis for some mid-round picks, Giannis, CMB, some mid-round picks, RJ, Quickly, and CMB or something? That kind of thing. That's not a threatening offer to me. It's like if I trade him to Golden State, and again, I don't think Golden State necessarily should because they're mortgaging everything on this, and you're getting Giannis, but you're doing first-round picks and pick swaps. Curry is 36, 37. How old's Curry?
37.
So Curry's 37. Giannis is 31.
Yeah.
Giannis 31. So those picks in a couple of years, again, Giannis is not the kind of player who's going to play till he's 40. His body's not going to be built like that. His play style is all built upon being aggressive and being physical. That's not going to go very well in the future, right? Giannis unfortunately, I feel like Giannis is just the way he plays basketball is not built to last him till he's 40. So those picks later down the line, again, Kuminga's not very attractive. Podziemski's not very attractive. Jimmy Butler's a negative asset because he's not playing basketball right now. But those picks later down the line could be super valuable. So again, I think looking around the league, there is 3-team trades that could be super attractive to them, right? If they get their young pieces or whatever, that's all great. But they can't trade for, in my opinion, a cat. You don't want Karl Anthony Towns. You don't want to be mid. And I get you don't have your pick, but you need to suck. You need to be bad. You need to just commit to the tank. I get you don't have your picks, and that's unfortunate. You messed that up on your own time. If you can somehow do something to get your picks back, awesome, control your future. But they need to be bad and focus on the picks they do have, and hopefully, again, bet against Golden State because Curry will not be playing until he's 43. So that 2032 pick, that's going to be good probably because Giannis and Steph will both be gone unless they somehow rebuild, but they fucked up the rebuild last time. So I'm not really super high on that ability that pick's going to be good. Like be a 30 to 30, whatever, a late round pick. I think it'd be a decent pick. So I do think Golden State's probably the most realistic option, but I think Toronto, as far as their incentive to go get him, I don't know how that fits at all. I have no idea how Scotty and Giannis will fit side by side. BI does not like play off ball all the time. I don't know how that fits. It doesn't sound awesome to me, but like you're putting a bunch of all-stars in the same team and hoping it works. So who knows?
Bunch of all-stars.
I mean, Giannis all NBA. Scotty is an all-star. I saw someone complaining.
That's it. There's the stop. That's it. That is it.
Yeah.
That's it. You there's 2 people. But anyways, can you want to go or you want to make?
For the spots that Giannis, I only would care to see him on the Knicks and Toronto. I think for everything it comes to, he could do some things there. Obviously San Antonio and maybe Charlotte. Everywhere else doesn't make sense to me. Obviously the Lakers, but the Lakers don't have the asset or the time to get him at all. Like, stop throwing the Lakers in the package. Like, they can't get nobody, so it's not really none. The Spurs
No Austin Reeves?
Please. The Spurs could get him without giving up any of their picks. They could give him 5 first-round picks that don't like. They could get Atlanta's first-round pick. They could get 2 picks from Atlanta, actually, like 2 first-round picks from Atlanta. They could get first-round pick from, I think, Minnesota and 2 other spots, and then not have to give up any of their picks to get Giannis, which would be cool. And you compare him with Wemby. I understand they want to keep this young, but they got to get the ball rolling. That's about it. I think New York is the easiest. Like, if he just acts to get there, he could get there. They already have some strafe, like some friction with Cat. So obviously you got to get him out of there too. Maybe a 3-team, obviously a 3-team I to get him. But I only would want to see him on the Knicks. Toronto makes sense for basketball purposes as well, but I want to see him on the Knicks.
But what does your package look like on that? What does your trade package look like? What team gets involved?
The team that will get involved in a Knicks Bucks 3-team deal will probably be maybe Chicago.
As just a salary dump place?
Yeah, maybe Chicago. I'm trying to think of one other spot. Yeah, maybe Chicago, maybe Charlotte. That's about it.
I would say I don't think they will do it, but the Spurs should be the team to trade Giannis. It makes the most sense.
They got 5 first-round picks that they could give up without touching their own first-round picks.
Yeah, so it's like you have Victor Wembanyama in this window right now where he is good enough to be your second best player on the championship team, arguably maybe your first best player on the championship team if his offensive game continues to develop like it needs to. But adding Giannis, a top 3 player in the world, he's still only 31. You'll have 3 to 4 more years of this window. You'll have De'Aaron Fox. You'll have Giannis. You'll have Victor, obviously. And you can do it without giving up Dylan Harper, I believe. You can.
That's what I'm saying. That is, I don't like it unless they don't have to give up their pieces because they're in no position.
This is going to be a trade package, right? The Bucks apparently want picks and young players. Okay, let's go full Michael Carter Williams on them because he was literally traded to the Bucks right after the 76ers.
All right, I thought you meant put him as part of the trade. That's why I was confused.
No. The package would be Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, Stephon Castle, 2 of the Atlanta picks, 1 of the Boston picks, and whatever else picks you need to put in there. They have a whole bunch of picks, abundance of picks to put in this deal to not add.
That 20, I think that's the 2030 Minnesota first round pick.
Yeah, that's incredibly valuable. Yeah, the Spurs have incredibly valuable picks to put in this deal. They can make pretty much any trade that they want to in the NBA. And I think getting Giannis while he's available, it's very, very rare that a MVP level player comes available while he's still in his prime. I understand that I don't think they're going to do it. Like, they're not aggressive enough to do that. And they are very high on Stephon Castle. And if the league is high on Stephon Castle, I think you should take advantage of that because I have my reservations about his offensive game personally. So if the league is high on Stephon Castle, move on him still high while the league is still high on Stephon Castle. There's a lot of overlap with their guard play. I understand it has worked in terms of like their net rating and how the team has performed with 2 guards on the floor or 3 guards on the floor, but I don't think you're maximizing Dylan Harper as long as Fox and Harper are in his way, personally. So I think trade for Giannis and trade Stephon Castle while the league still thinks he's valuable. And Harrison Barnes is like, he's salary filler or whatever, $19 million a year. Devin Vassell is a young player on he's making $27 million a year, so he makes the money work. And then the Atlanta picks, incredibly valuable, and because the Bucks are going to be bad but don't have some of their picks. So Atlanta picks, incredibly valuable. Minnesota picks, incredibly valuable. We don't know where Boston's going to be in 2028. They're probably going to be good, but I just
want to say on Milwaukee's side, I don't think they should trade him right now. I think you wait till the summer, it's the same thing. Like, you wait till the summer, you just know exactly where everyone's picking. In a super loaded draft class, I think that the incentive to trade him now is not necessary. I think that you can definitely wait, see where everyone's picking, see if someone gets lucky in the lottery, right? Let's say some mid-team we're talking about now, a Spurs pick, a Thunder pick, a Golden State pick, like, gets lucky and gets top 5. I think that that's a lot more valuable, obviously, to know where you're drafting versus taking shots in the dark when you need right now to hit on a prospect. Who's the last guy they actually hit on in the draft?
Who?
The Bucks.
Giannis?
Like, it is so essential that, like, I can't trust them to get, like, these mid-round picks. Like, huh?
They draft Chris Middleton? Or they traded for him, right?
He drafted Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
The Bucks drafted KCP. They traded for each other the very next year.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not very.
I think
I'm not very.
I understand what you're saying. And you could nitpick, you could like literally pick out where it is, but then obviously you got to factor in the Giannis angle. Like, what if he does not want to go to that place? And like, obviously, like, teams have to do what's best for them, but they're not going to snake Giannis in that. So it's like you might as well get the best that you could probably get right now, especially while his contract is still what it is before he's just an expirer.
Yeah, I think I like the Spurs, maybe the Heat. But they would kind of like decimate their team to do it. Their assets are not like their picks are not that great whatsoever. Also don't think they were going to win the East, or I don't think they would win the championship. I think the Spurs given the best opportunity to win the championship. But I'm not gonna lie, having like the best 6 players in the world all in the West would be kind of crazy. But yeah, I think that the Spurs given the best opportunity, the West would be insane. Like Denver, San Antonio, and OKC. That would be crazy. But yeah, I think that Spurs getting the best opportunity. Maybe the Knicks, but the Knicks the assets are depleted. Like, if you're a Knicks fan, how do you stomach Giannis coming available basically a year after you traded 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges and another first-round pick for Karl-Anthony Towns? Like, how do you stomach that? Like, I would be in shambles. Like, there's no way. I'm looking back on that move and like not shooting myself in the foot.
Because I'm not adding the Karl-Anthony Towns thing to that situation for the simple fact that a first round pick for all NBA level player is not like it's not crazy at all at the time. You traded Julius Randle for Cat in the first. Like, that's not.
I don't think they would do that. I don't think they would. If the Knicks had their chance to redo the Karl-Anthony Towns trade, I don't think they do it. I don't think they do it.
I think that'd be strictly in hindsight. At the time, we're just talking about a 25 and 12 guy. Like, that's putting.
No, I'm not really. Yeah, I mean, it's strictly hindsight. It's I'm saying if they had a chance,
if they could have still did that Cat trade and still not did that Mikal Bridges trade, and those same 5 first-round picks could have netted them Giannis. They would have had Giannis and Cat, and nobody's saying if we had Giannis and Cat right now, nobody said, "Damn, I would have never traded for Cat," because you would have had him.
I don't know if that works money wise. But because Cat is making $6 million,
you would have never paid OG. Mikal Bridges wouldn't be making 40 right now. You know what I'm saying? And you still got the other contracts that they signed on the books. Like, for those 2 players, it probably would have ran you, because Jalen Brunson already took that he was already on that bad, not the bad deal, but he was making $20 million a year. You could have had Giannis and Cat both making 50, and it still would have worked with everybody else on their roster. You didn't have to do anything else. If you would have just instead of trading for Mikal Bridges, if they would have traded for Giannis and still had Cat, we would have been fine right now. They probably would have been to the finals last year, like, barring Giannis' health.
But I just think they wouldn't do it again just because I don't think there's enough. There's not a significant enough gap between Cat and Julius Randle to, like, I think give up also Dante DiVincenzo in a deal, who hasn't been great for the Timberwolves whatsoever, actually. But like, giving up Julius a first and Dante DiVincenzo, I don't think there's another gap between those 2 as players. And he's making so much more than Julius Randle. It's like $30 million. There's not a $30 million gap between Julius Randle and Cat. There's just not. Also, I think that Cat hurts their defense a lot more than Julius Randle did. Like, Julius Randle isn't a great defender whatsoever, but Cat can't really play the 5, and Julius is more of a 4.
Yeah, and again, like I said, this is all hindsight because the reason why Cat's making that much more money is because Julius Randle pretty much got scapegoated. He was out. He was never going to get that money on free agency. Cat legitimately was an All NBA player. That's why he got that bread. Julius Randle wasn't that. So it's like, what are we giving at the time? Playoff dropper Julius Randle, $50 million. Nobody was doing that.
Cat playoff resume ain't that good either, man.
Not sure, but we definitely not giving it to Julius Randle with the stigma of like Carlton Towns is just a better player than Julius Randle. That's just how it's viewed. So nobody was ever going to think they were close in money wise. Like I said, the hindsight had the hindsight conversation. That's cool. I just think it's the Mikal Bridges trade that's matters more than.
No, I definitely agree.
If they had Giannis and Cat, they're not talking about trading Cat right now because like you still like his laps defensively is cool, but we've seen how he worked. Like we seen him being an okay defender at times based on who's the next person next to him. I'm not saying Giannis is Rudy. Clearly, like Rudy's in a different type of situation, but another person down there that could also rebound and do what he's doing, and Cat could just roam on the floor like he was doing in Minnesota. I think that would work, and they'd still have the scoring. They'll still have some spacing. Jalen Brunson can still operate. You don't have to fill it. You don't need an OG if you got Giannis. You don't need Mikal Bridges either. Like he's good enough to fill the spot of both of them. Like to be honest, and you don't need scoring anymore because you still got Cat. You got 85 points and you're like out of 3 players right there.
All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about NBA teams that need to make a move at the deadline. These are teams that need to make a move to get into contention, or teams that have no shot at contention and need to sell assets at the deadline as well. So let's talk. So what teams do you guys have that need to make moves? Like need to make moves at this year's deadline?
Obviously, OKC.
Max, you're an OKC fan. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think?
I don't mind it.
Do the Thunder need to make a move? Like, do they need to make a move, or are they okay and can repeat without making them additions to these teams currently?
Sure, that's like they can repeat. I'm not like worried about it, but the injuries right now are not good. Obviously, Jalen Williams missed a lot of time. I feel like every time I look, Hartenstein's out, Jalen Williams out, Caruso's out. Like, not great. And again, these injuries are kind of been lingering for a long time. So from the health perspective, getting some more support's great. AJ Mitchell's been good though when he's on the court. I've loved him this year. We've been fine in spurts, but like the last 2 month, I guess more has been terrible, right? Like started super, super hot, and now we've just been dropping games. San Antonio's got our number. The rim protection against a team like San Antonio just doesn't seem to be there. I get scared of those teams. The shooting. I keep seeing Lou Dort trades now, so I don't know. I think that there definitely could be. The shooting was an issue last year. Like there were games where we couldn't shoot the basketball at all. So I definitely think that there is if you could somehow get Trey Murphy and Herb Jones in a trade, both those guys I think would be super beneficial to the team as good wings, playable wings, can defend, can shoot. If you can get some sort of big, I guess Isaiah Hartenstein's contract is up after this year, I believe, right? He was on a 2-year deal. So ensuring that you have some sort of big that's not Jalen Williams, Chet, or Kenny Hustle. So I think that'd be good. But in my opinion, I think obviously the big name will be a team like Dallas, a team like Milwaukee. Both those guys could be sales at the deadline. I think a lot of people are going to have a team like Charlotte trying to buy up. But, I mean, I think that in the East, there's like a big, big gap. I think that a team like obviously Atlanta and Orlando, I think that with a couple pieces, they're interesting. They've been intriguing all year. Orlando has not been the team that I guess some other people have expected. They've got definitely a slow start, glaring issues. I think that you can try and address those right now if the price is right. I think that in the East, again, it's wide open. Jalen Johnson, All-Star this year now in Atlanta. Like if they can try and go out and make a move, they already traded Trae Young. I still don't understand that trade that much. But I think that those two teams could be aggressive to go make a move or something. I think Cleveland, before they made their move, I would have said they're a team who, again, has holes and could have made a jump. But the weird one on both sides of the Clippers, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they'll sell or they'll be buyers, but the Clippers are a team for me that I could see going either way. I think realistically they should be some sort of sellers, but with Steve Ballmer at the helm, I don't think they're going to sell anything. So I think the Clippers are my most intriguing team they probably have pieces that other teams would think are valuable. Brook Lopez gets decent minutes right now. It's kind of weird. Zubac is obviously Zubac, but I mean, they should probably sell, and they're just not going to. So,
the Clippers,
yeah,
sell.
Like I just don't think that they're actually going to contend.
I don't think they don't sell. They don't have a that luxury whatsoever.
But that's what I'm saying. They have no future. They have no future at all, right? They have no future. The only future they could possibly have, in my opinion, is trading off all the parts you can and trying to rebuild with that.
You're trading to guess because you're hoping to get back some from first round picks, maybe for Kawhi and James Harden, maybe. And you still got to guess and make the right moves. And those 9 times out of 10, those picks are going to be like not great picks. So like you're scrambling and you got to make the right picks. For the Clippers to like shift, they have to like still bring in bring back like a young-ish star type to like replace the.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Harden, Kawhi.
Their outlook right now is they're ninth in the West. Harden's 35. Kawhi is 34, right? Like they're not getting any younger. Like you trade them now, you try to get your picks you can. Zubac is the same way. Brook Lopez, maybe they're just a buy it deal. You can trade one for a first. Like those kind of trades. Like again, you're literally, in my opinion, it is literally just a hard-headed move to
they turned down a first round pick in Anthony Simons, who's an expiring deal, to get some money off their books for Zubac. They turned that down, so they're not looking.
They shouldn't be looking to trade. I think that they're playing the best.
Do you think they're contenders to compete with the top 4 teams in the West?
No, but that's not the point. The reason why I'm going to say that they should be trading is because listen. First of all, they're playing the best basketball of their career right now. I mean, I'm sorry, that was crazy. Their season, best basketball of their season right now. They're in the play-in firmly. They're probably going to finish as a playoff team with the momentum they have going on right now. This is the last few years of the Kawhi PG experiment. Like they have to ride this out.
But why? Why do they have to ride this out?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said Harden.
Yeah, and they have. Listen, you say they have no future. I disagree. They don't have like a surplus of picks. That's true. Yes, correct. They don't have a surplus of young talent. That's true. That's correct. But they have the richest
future to me.
Yes, but they
let them win. Let them win.
Richest owners in sports, and they're going to have like $150 million in cap space in like 2 years. Like they're going to have money to sign or like players
in LA. Bro.
Why not try and get some sort of young pieces now and picks to then build around that player? You're not going to have a team for 4 years.
First of all, no.
They won't.
They what do you mean? What?
Why they won't?
Will Kawhi and James Harden be on the team?
No. But it's gonna be less than 4 years for one. And again, they're gonna have a ton of money in LA.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
They get control of draft picks back in exactly 2 years. In 2 years, they will have their own. They will be able to draft players on.
And in my mind, I get you have your own first round.
$150 in cap space. That's 2 max players. That's 2 max players, and for sure 2 role players. Or you can make it one max player. You can get a bunch of role players. Like you can do it. It's LA, bro. They can get something. They can get stuff. Like you're gonna have cap space. They don't need to draft or get some fake young player that may be a star, but that's probably most likely won't be one.
They're not.
I don't need them to be a star.
I don't think Kawhi or James Harden maybe, but Kawhi is. But that's also you're going to be losing that Kawhi trade regardless. Like Kawhi is not going to. He's playing great for sure, but he's not going to have a like some type of crazy market. Like he's just really not. So
you end up
losing the asset for
you trade Kawhi. You trade Kawhi. Let's say the Pistons, they give you a first round pick and Jaden Ivey. You think you win that in the next?
I was going to say, what if you try and go? What if you get Jared McCain and Paul George for Kawhi Leonard?
What the? What are you doing that for though?
You swap that off.
One of those players ain't gonna be doing nothing, and another one of those players.
Paul George is the worst contract in basketball. What are you talking about?
And again, you just eat the money and you do nothing with it, but you get a young player, you might get picked with it.
That's because Jared McCain is young. Respectfully, just because he's young does not mean he's going to be good. He's just young.
I'm not expecting these guys to be all-stars, but my thing is, again, the contracts in the NBA are only getting higher. And again, they can't sign someone for the absolute max because they're not on the same team. but $150 million is not as much as it was a couple years ago. So again, we're getting these top end deals are what, 50 mil, 60 mil?
Bro, that's 2 max slots, bro, at minimum.
Again, what's a good role player go for nowadays? What's a good role player go for nowadays?
20 to 25.
So that's done. Like, I'm saying, like, you're out.
No,
you still got an extra 25 mil, like extra 25 to 50 to play with.
I'm saying,
that's
like,
a bunch of,
again, it's not going to be 50. It's going to be 55 or 60.
Max,
it's going to be 110, 120, 25, and you get another role player. That's it.
A leg of stand-up, and then you said Paul George. Like, why would you trade?
I'm just saying for a team that's desperate for, like, the Philly would easily swap that right now. You can get a pick from Philly because they easily would do that because he can't play basketball.
Okay, but what are you taking? What are you taking the worst contract?
You said no team would get a first-round pick for Kawhi.
Huh?
You said no team would give a first-round pick for Kawhi.
I didn't say that. I say you're not going to get like.
Said that. And I said that would be a team that would be desperate enough to throw one out.
His trade value is not.
I'm saying you want them to trade to get Paul George off the books, who still has 2 years of money off the books, when you have Kawhi Leonard, who has 2 years of money left on the books. Why would I take Paul George when I didn't keep Kawhi?
This life, like, again, we've talked about this in the past, but like this life of mediocrity is like, I don't think
them bottoming out doesn't do anything for them because they don't have the picks. So why?
I understand.
The Sixers pick are not going to be good either. Like,
I understand what you're talking about. I understand that.
No matter what, in 2 years, you're going to be in the same spot. The only thing is, with Kawhi still on the roster, you may be able to compete for something. With Paul George on the roster, you're not competing for anything.
Also,
you're in the same position.
I understand your logic.
Whatever team you're trading into, likely is going to be very good. So, like, the pick you're going to be getting is going to be late in the first round. It's not going to help you really whatsoever. Like, it's not.
And I guess my thing right now is, again, their picks are going to suck right now. They're just going to let Kawhi walk or let him retire on the team. I don't know. And I would just say try and get something for him. But
no, I don't think it should. I don't think they should be selling. But I think that OKC will probably not repeat unless they make a move. They won't. This is one of the worst catch and shoot teams in the entire league. They're in the 30th percentile. They are one of the worst teams in shooting wide open threes. Is very bad. This team needs to trade for a shooter. They have the requisite assets to trade for anyone in the NBA. I don't know why Sam Presti has been. Well, I can't really say like I can't really give Sam Presti flack because he's won a championship at this point. But I think that if you're trying to repeat and you're trying to maximize your odds to repeat, then you should be trading for a high-level shooter, a shooter that can start. I think that you should be trying to, like, there has to be an offer that you can throw at Trey Murphy that they cannot refuse. Like, Trey Murphy is one of the best shooters in the world. He's one of the best play finishers in the world. He can also run, like, second-side actions, and teams can't help off him. It's going to open up the floor so much for the Thunder. I think MPJ should be on the table. Like when the Thunder's offense is like bogged down, stagnant, not creating points, which is a lot of the time, MPJ can just hit some crazy shot. Like that's the value he provides. He has ridiculous gravity as a shooter. He's been excellent this year. Now he has his ups and downs in the playoffs as a shooter, as a defender, but I think that is a move second to Trey Murphy that I think can work. Honestly, I think that even like someone like Cam Thomas can help the team from a shooting and creation standpoint outside of Shea. AJ Mitchell being injured for the time he's been injured has been very detrimental to the team because he's another ball handler that can create his own shot, and he's not a liability defensively. He can get others involved. So AJ Mitchell has been very, very important. They're like 8 points better with him on the floor than him with him off. Him and Shea lineups have been amazing. Like, so AJ Mitchell being hurt, Jalen Williams being hurt, and then coming back and being bad has hurt this team. But the injuries have hurt this team. But I think this team likely will not repeat unless they make a move for a very, very high level shooter or two, and they have the requisite assets to do so. Some Thunder fans aren't going to want to hear that, but I think Lu Dort is time. It's time. I think it's time. Honestly, Lu Dort, it's time to go. He obviously is great as a defender, but his shooting and his offense generally is not good enough. Kaysen Wallace's offense is not good enough, honestly. And I love Kaysen, but his ability to create his own shot is not there. He's a streaky three-point shooter. So I would definitely trade for a high-level shooter. I also think that the Timberwolves need to trade for a point guard. Their point guard position has been awful, going like for a while now. I've seen like Malik Monk. I've seen Kobe White. I don't know if I like. I don't know if I like those. Those are fine. Those are fine.
I like Kobe White. I don't think it's like an answer, but I like Kobe White.
He doesn't provide like the playmaking they need. He's also an awful defender.
He's hot and cold shooter as well.
I think that the Timberwolves should target Trey Jones. Trey Jones is having an excellent year this year. He's averaging 12 points, 6 assists. I'm sorry?
I think he hurt.
Is he?
Well,
I thought he meant Tyus Jones for a second.
Last time he played was the 22nd. But Trey Jones is averaging 12 points, 6 assists, and has a 4-0 assist to turnover ratio. Like he's been great this year. 65 true shooting percentage. He's shooting
crazy, shooting a pill off the ball.
Yeah. And he's not even shooting that well from 3, but his inside the arc scoring has been excellent. He's been taking care of the ball. I think Trey Jones is someone they should be trying to trade for. He gets steals. Like he's not a terrible defender. So I think Trey Jones, for the amount of money he's making, it makes a lot of sense for the Timberwolves to trade for him. Personally, I think Trey Jones should be someone that a lot of teams that need a point guard should be trying to trade for. Honestly, he's been having a great year.
So what? How much money Chicago gave him in the offseason?
I don't even know. I'm not gonna lie, but I know it's not a lot.
Didn't they trade for him?
They traded for him in the middle of the season in Chicago.
And they re-signed him.
Yeah, they got him and they re-signed him. Yeah,
he's literally making $8 million a year, bro.
Yeah.
And he's had positive impact on like defensive true shooting percentage this year. He's getting steals and he's turning teams over. He's obviously like not going to stop anybody really because he's very short. But their defense, I would assume, has been way better with him on the floor. Let me look actually before I say some shit like that and it's not be true. But he's not like a defense liability like Kobe White or Malik Monk. Like he's not those guys. Those guys obviously have like historically offered more like offensive punch, but I don't necessarily think that that's what they need. Like they just need somebody that is much better than Mike Conley, who Trey Jones 100% is. So I think that's my two teams: the Timberwolves, the Thunder. I think the Rockets also need to make a move, but if they can for a point guard. So we're actually going to talk about the Rockets' struggles here pretty soon. We're going to do that next.
Can you do my topic right now or no? Because it kind of feeds into, I guess, talking about teams you need to buy or sell.
Yeah, we can do that, and I'll do my topic after that because we should do that after the All-Star Snubs, honestly.
How many teams you want, by the way? How many players you want? I have 5 to 7 I can do. How many you want?
Teams.
How many teams? I mean, you want 5 or 7?
What teams do you think need to make a move at the deadline?
To get better, I say OKC, not need, but I don't believe in staying stagnant.
Yeah.
Especially after winning a championship, I think you should always be trying to get better. Running it back never really is like the plan for me. I think people like they expect you to do that, and they actually want you to run it back. I think you should be getting better. Obviously, you need to shoot with a lineup like OKC has defensively slanted. Obviously, it gives you a solid floor, and obviously SGA is doing a lot of the legwork, making sure it's a competent offense. But like when things ain't going or he's not on the floor, when things get rough, and I think you need some sort of space and somebody to get a quick bucket like MPJ to just shoot the ball, see what happens. More than likely than not, it's going to go in. I think you need somebody like that. Detroit, I think they need to do something small, but not like compromise themselves too much. And that's about it. But I think there's other teams that need to make moves to like get worse on purpose. Obviously, Chicago, I think they need to do that. The Bucks need to do it. I think Atlanta should do it to hopefully try to get some more picks back because their process was right, I guess, in trade, but they still haven't like nothing has transpired from that. And then I think the Pelicans need to make a move too. I think they need to move off of Herb and Trey Murphy. Like they have to do that. Like it's malpractice for them to not do that. Same thing with Zion, but I think that train been at the station and still not leaving yet. And like the farther we go on, the worse his value gets. So it's like they're just they should have been moving on like basically 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, I think the Pelicans have already announced they're not trading Zion, trade Murphy or Herb Jones. That's incredibly bad, GME, but it's the Pelicans, so I'm not really shocked whatsoever. But Max, we can get to your topic. You said so. Is buying or selling?
Buy or sell, and again, I could go side by side. I could go side by side with two teams, and you have to buy one, sell one.
No.
But my thought with this entire thing is, again, you have your young pieces. Obviously, you have your picks, but also your ability to go out and make a move. That is also my thought behind this entire thing. Your freedom, your flexibility. So, first team, buy or sell. I feel like this is a pretty unanimous one, but simply the Charlotte Hornets. We'll talk about them a little later.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm buying it.
I'm gonna buy the Charlotte Hornets. I think that the culture they're building in Charlotte is much improved than what it was the last few seasons. I think Charles Lee has been a good coach for them. I know people have been angry with some of his rotations earlier in the year. He's had this thing where he was benching LaMelo Ball, but he's a flawed coach. But I think he is improving over his tenure with the Charlotte Hornets. They've been one of the best teams in the NBA since the year has begun. I think they are one more like draft pick where they're like they get like a blue chip talent potentially from. I mean, you can say that about a lot of teams, but the foundation they're building right now is I think they can be a playoff team very, very soon. So I'm buying them.
Buying or selling the Toronto Raptors.
As a what? Oh yeah, as a future.
Again, you got pieces there. Again, you got some bad contracts. You have some picks. Are you guys buying or selling?
What's future? Like how many years is future?
That's up to you. I think 5 to 10, but you could do 1 to 10. You could do 1 to 5. I'm just saying, if you're a GM, are you wanting stock in this team to, I would say, in the next 10 years, turn this around?
I would not want stock, but go ahead, Q.
I'd buy it if RJ and IQ were not on the team and they made like the requisite moves.
That's what I'm saying. If you're the GM, you're making a move. So you're dealing them and you're buying stock. That's what I'm thinking. There's an ability for them to get better.
I'd still be scared. Because it's Toronto.
I'm not buying them as like any like serious competitive playoff team anytime soon. Well, I won't say that, but I don't think they're going to be like. I'm not buying them as a contender like in the near future whatsoever. I don't think Brandon Ingram is. They don't have enough talent on this roster. Is what I'll say. Scotty Barnes is having a career year. He's been great this year on both sides of the ball, pretty much. Really been great defensively. But outside of that, I really don't like any of the other pieces on the team. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's CMB and Scotty, but that's it.
I like CMB. I like
Scotty.
Jamal Shea, he's defending all that. Like he's a
I like CMB. I like Scotty. The rest, everybody else on the team, I'm not really that big of a fan of. Everybody else on the team, I'm not that really big of a fan of. Emmanuel Quigley has had great years in the past, but I think he's drastically overpaid.
Great.
But yeah, I'm sorry. Brandon Ingram it's just not.
All right. Next team. We made comments about them earlier on in the episode. I feel like they have a very interesting makeup of players, but first-time All-Star Denny Avdija and the Portland Trailblazers. Are you buying or selling?
Not buying it. I don't believe in anything they got going on. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I don't believe in anything. Like I like Denny somewhere else.
I'm selling the Blazers. I have no idea what they're doing, honestly. I think paying Shaedon Sharpe was not a great decision whatsoever. I don't think he really displayed anything prior to this to say that he should get paid. I think that the Scoop pick looks like a bust at this point. I don't know why they drafted Hassan Yang. I didn't like that move when they did it. I like Donovan Clingan. That's one of the things I do like. They had this really big distraction with the Chauncey Billups thing. I don't know what direction they're going into. They have talent on the roster, but they don't really fit together well. They're not actually like improving on a year-to-year basis in terms of their wins. They have like a mix of young talent with older veterans that don't mesh. and the older veterans don't really have that much value anymore either. So it's like
they got Dame coming back. Dame's coming back.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the Blazers are doing whatsoever. I'm selling.
All right, next team. Again, it seems easy now, but if they make the playoffs next year, they'll be 2 years removed from a finals run. They've looked bad this year with their role players as is, and they didn't look bad last year when Tyrese Halliburton didn't play. But are you guys buying or selling stock on the Indiana Pacers?
Buying. Obviously.
Why would I not?
I'm just saying. I don't know if this has scared you guys at all, and they'll get a top pick. Like, I'm just curious.
Tyrese, when he gets back, his game doesn't rely on a whole lot of athleticism. So I'm not super scared about the Achilles thing. Obviously, it has its own works coming with that, but obviously, as the play style and the system he's in, not really going to affect me on that whatsoever. You're going to have a premium draft pick. If you make the right pick in this draft, you just paired an elite player, blue chip player with Tyrese Halliburton. Again, with the role players that are still there that just made the finals, and you got Rick Carlisle, who's still a great, very good coach. Like, I'm cool with this team. It should be a top 4 team in the East for like the next 5 to 10 years, as long as Tyrese Halliburton come back and they make the right pick.
I agree. I think people are overreacting on this team, but I agree. This team will be obviously good for the future.
This team was a finals team a season ago, and they're about to add a top pick in a really good draft. So as long as they make the correct move, I think that pick can help them compete for the next like 4 to 5 seasons. If they get one of the top 3, that's gonna be
it's over with.
Yeah, that's gonna be a beautiful.
Even the top 5 right now
over in like 4 to 5 years. So like,
I'm not gonna say top 5.
There's some good aspects. There are things they need, I think, in the top 5.
I'm saying that only because I don't believe whoever people think is maybe the consensus number 4 or 5th player. I don't think that player is like gonna do anything for the Pacers. Like, I don't think
you hate Caleb Wilson. That's an interesting take.
I didn't say I hate Caleb Wilson. I also didn't say it was Caleb Wilson.
I think obviously this team is going to be competing for the next couple of years. I just think it's interesting with how this team has like obviously changed, but I think it is like not with the injury, but it is best case scenario for Indiana to add a star. I know how tough it is for them to sign guys at free agency like that. So to add a big name, this is the best way to do it. I actually do have 2 more because I really want to ask this other one. But my next team will be the Washington Wizards. Are we buying or selling stock in Washington?
I can't. I want to. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I can't buy stock into them until I see what pick they get and what pick they make. This team is starving for blue chip talent. I like Alex Sarr. I think Alex Sarr has made a really big jump in the second year. Keyshawn George, he started hot. He started hot, and then he was not literally after that. Trey Johnson, I still believe in Trey as a really good shooter, and he can make secondary passing reads. I think his defense is like very, very bad, but I pretty much really like I like Keyshawn a little bit, I like Alex Sarr, and I like Trey Johnson, but none of those guys are like built around this type of player. None of those guys are. They need a blue chip talent very, very badly. But outside of those 3 players, I don't really like anyone. I'm not buying. I can't buy until I see who they pick. So no, selling it.
All right, last up. It's gonna sound semi crazy, but there are other teams competing now, and I think it's a lot tougher with the team they have. But are you buying or selling stock in the future of the Denver Nuggets? They have the top 2 player in the league, but I feel like the other pieces around him leave a lot to be.
If we're talking about next 3 years, no. If we're talking about next 5, I mean, if we're talking about next 3 years, sure. If we're talking about next 5, hell no.
That's why I was thinking more towards the far distant future of what kind of pieces they could have going forward. I mean, Jokic isn't super old, but the pieces around him, I guess, are not beneficial, I think, to him competing for a long time.
In the immediate future, I'll buy stock, I guess. But they're probably about to lose Peyton Watson because they decided to give Christian Braun all the money that they did give him. Jokic still has a lot of years left of being one of the best players in the world. So I think that they'll be fine in that aspect. But does their future look overtly bright? I wouldn't say so. After Jokic, but we'll see. So that's my answer.
Done.
Yeah, Max. We're gonna go back to the All-Star Snubs basically thing for a second here, and then we'll talk about revisiting Luka Doncic trade.
Is this gonna be solo now with Q not here?
Huh?
Is this trivia gonna be solo now with Q not here?
Yeah. Yikes! But you're really good at trivia, man. So
hopefully this is gonna get some old people names.
All right. Let me see. I'll say like NBA All-Star trivia. All right, Max, I need you to guess the top 10 players with the most points per game in a singular season, not to make the All-Star game.
All right, quick question. How late we going back on this? How many years?
The latest year is 1972, I believe.
Oh my, okay. I think we did this before, so I think I remember a name or two from here. But I'm gonna start with Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal is number 1.
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker is on the list. I gotta figure out. Let me see. I gotta figure out where he is.
Devin Booker and De'Aaron Fox.
I don't know if De'Aaron Fox is on here. I don't know. Let me look.
I thought you had this list up.
I had a list out, but those sounds like names that's supposed to be on it. But according to my list, they are not. All right, Max. I think we left off at you saying.
I think I would have said
Bradley Beal,
Booker, and Fox.
Bradley Beal is number 1. Devin Booker is number 3. And he's also number 8.
Okay. Fox.
So in 2023, he averaged 27.8 points per game. And 2019, he averaged 26.6 points per game and didn't make the All-Star game either year. Okay. Fox is number 9. He also averaged 26.6 points per game. So I guess they're tied for 8.
So, is this year count as well?
Yes.
So give me Laurie and Kawhi.
Laurie is number 4 is Laurie. I'm sorry. Number 4 is Kawhi at 27.6 points per game, and then Laurie would be number 5, I believe.
All right, so that means I got 2. Is Dame on this list?
Damian Lillard averaged 27 points per game in 2017.
Okay, so I got 2 books. You said Fox, right?
I did say Fox. So yeah,
2 books, Fox, Kawhi, Laurie.
Damian Lillard is number 6. He averaged 27 points per game in 2017.
So what do I need?
You need number 2. You need number 10 for sure. You need number 5. Well, yeah, number 6. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I have 2 Bookers, Laurie, Kawhi, Dame, Fox. That's 6. Yeah, I need 4 more. I think I remember it from last time. Is Dominique on one of these?
Yeah. So you said Laurie. He's number 5. So you need number 6. Right now, you need number 6, number 10, because De'Aaron Fox is tied for 8. And
said, is Dominique on one of these?
Yes, Dominique is number 6 at 27 points per game, 27.4 points per game, so and 1985. He's number 6.
2, 9, and 10. So is 2 from this year?
No. So technically De'Aaron Fox and Devin Booker are tied for number 9. So technically you need 2 and 10.
2 and 10. And you said it goes back to 72. So I'm sorry. That's a shot in the dark. I'm not doing a 72. I don't know.
It's not that much of a shot in the dark. It's a very, very, very well-known name.
From 1972. It's okay. Who's the second place? It's like Drazen Petrovic up here.
No. The lowest is 26.5 points per game.
What'd you say?
The lowest it goes is 26.5 points per game.
70 is like Lakers, Celtic.
He has a very iconic first name.
I'm just gonna try and stick with 2 for a second.
No,
2
I mean
is
he's number 2. He's number 2.
oh, that's a 70s guy.
Yes, number 2.
Oh shit. So who's
Number
number
10 is a very famous 2010 scorer.
Okay, give me a decade. 2010s, 2010s, 2010s,
It happened in
2010s.
the 2010s, but he's a very famous 2010 scorer.
In the 2010s. So he was good early 2000s. Peja.
Very famous, bro. Very famous.
Carmelo.
Carmelo Anthony is number 10.
Oh,
He averaged 26.5 points per game in 2006.
70s. I trying to think of
Very
anyone.
iconic first name.
Dave DeBusschere. I think Wilt. No. Willis Reed. No. That's earlier. James Worthy. Probably not.
His name has to do with his size.
Oh, Nate Tiny Archibald.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess not first name, but people could call him Tiny Archibald.
Nickname. Yeah, Nate
Oh,
Tiny
yeah.
Archibald.
Tiny Archibald is the last name. 1972. He averaged 28.2 points per game.
Crazy putting up 28 back then.
Not really.
I mean, unless you were.
So the Cavaliers and Kings got the trade season going with the first deal of the season, basically trading DeAndre Hunter for Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder. I think a few seconds. The Bulls got a few seconds. But the Kings had to attach assets to get off of Dennis Schroeder. And they got a shorter contract in DeAndre Hunter, who theoretically should provide size and shooting and defense. But who do you think won this trade? What do you make of it for both teams? Why would they do this? Basically,
I honestly don't know. Just because Keon Ellis keeps getting thrown in these conversations of like, I feel like the idea of Keon Ellis almost seems better than the player of Keon Ellis. Like the Sacramento has nothing, and Keon Ellis is this like semi-coveted piece by fans in the NBA, and they just still don't seem to play him. So I don't really understand the Dennis Schroeder. Like this is not a nothing trade for me, but like Cleveland, I think traded for DeAndre Hunter. Whatever. Like I just don't think that they loved how it worked out. Clearly, he averaged 14 points a game. I don't know what his efficiency was, but just like again, I think this team was beyond disappointing, and they needed to change the scenery in some sort of capacity. So Darius Garland, how many games did he miss this year?
a lot.
So like you get some secondary guard help, especially on the defensive side. You get a good backcourt defender who can go up against whatever guard in the East. That's obviously helpful. It takes pressure off Donovan Mitchell. So I like that. Dennis Schroeder is just an experienced point guard off the bench. It's really like I don't think there's much bad to Dennis Schroeder. I just don't know if he's going to be on the team in a year because he always seems to get moved. So on the Kings part, I think getting DeAndre Hunter is still solid. Like I think that's good just to get a rotational piece in there. They have no direction. I don't think DeAndre Hunter is going to develop into some sort of star. Keegan Murray, I think, was their hope for him, and it hasn't really worked out that way. Now they're just throwing tons of lengthy wings to try and hopefully build out a roster. Like the Kings, for me, this is the trade they make is so surprising. Just because I think why you're not trading, and again, maybe you don't like the packages, or maybe there are no packages, but I feel like there's something for Levine, there's something for Sabonis, there's something from Malik Monk, and you go and trade Keon Ellis first. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm like, this is kind of just a whatever trade to me. I think obviously the Cavs, since they are going to be contending out east, I'll look at it more on their side because it is literally nothing for Sacramento. This doesn't change my outlook on them in the slightest. Maybe that this just gives them a little more backcourt help out in Cleveland. I'm not really moved either way. Latif, I know you're the Cavs fan on this. I know you're more analytically inclined about how this team operates. And that's why I think, again, you might feel some type of way about it. But like the way I really read into it is just simply like you get good backcourt help with Dennis Schroeder while Darius Garland's out. He can set the offense. He can lead a second unit. Keon Ellis, again, was not getting much tick at all in Sacramento. He can get some clock time. He can play on a winning team, hopefully develop into a better offensive player, but provide his defensive versatility as he does.
I think this was a really good move for the Cavaliers. They got Keon Ellis, who can defend and shoot threes, and this team desperately needs more perimeter defense. And his 3-point shooting will be additive as well. This team, their bench is one of the worst in the league. It has been all year. They desperately need a ball handler off a bench to make up for what we lost in Ty Jerome. And so I think Dennis Schroeder provides that. If we can get the Dennis Schroeder that was a thing in Golden State, a Dennis Schroeder, I'm sorry, not Golden State. If we can get a Dennis Schroeder that was as good as he was in Brooklyn and as good as he was on the Pistons last year, then that can be a really good move on the margins for the Cavs. Like, this is a really good trade for them. They need to trade for another forward, and then they will be set. But this team can really make a run to the finals, I think, in the East, as long as they stay healthy. Like, they've been going through so many injuries. They haven't looked good this year, and they're still, fifth in the West? Like a few games back. I'm sorry, fifth in the East. They're like fifth in the East, a few games back from the second seed.
I was just looking at this.
Despite having all these injuries this year. Like, the year has went pretty badly, but all things considered, with the injuries they have, you can't be that mad at how they've been playing because they've been dealing with so many injuries and they're only a few games back from the second.
They're actually tied for fourth, by the way. They're actually tied for fourth.
Yeah, the East is so bad that they've been very much worse than what they were last year, and they still have a chance to run the table and make it to the finals in this conference. So that's pretty much. Oh, and for the Sacramento Kings, DeAndre, I mean, like, Dennis Schroeder contract was pretty pricey, and they had 3 more years on it or 2 more years on it. DeAndre Hunter has 1 more year, so they shed some salary.
Yeah,
I think that the Kings are one of the worst ran organizations in the entire world. Not even just sports, just one of the worst organizations in the entire world. And this is basically a move to fix a mistake they made with giving Dennis Schroeder the contract in the first place. Now they don't really have a point guard on the roster outside of Russell Westbrook. But their goal this year is to be awful, and they have the tools to be awful. So
they have their pick.
Yeah, they do. So hopefully, I don't even know if I want to say hopefully, because I don't even want to, like, they need a blue chip talent, but I'm not sure that a blue chip talent is going to succeed on this team, because everything good that ever happened to the Kings, they've done away with it. I mean, De'Aaron Fox, he axed out. They traded Burton. So, like,
they couldn't build around Boogie. Tyreek Evans was a failure. They missed on Thomas Robinson. They missed on, like,
the Kings have been a very bad organization for a very, very long time, and I don't really necessarily see it getting better anytime soon with the current ownership they have in place. So, whatever top draft prospect they get, I'm praying for them for sure. Like, it's a bad situation to be in. That's going to pretty much do it for this NBA episode. Because we talked about Charlotte the other episode, I just re-put that out. Honestly, it wouldn't be anything else that we already talked about. You made it this far. Thank you guys for tagging along. Max has to go. Wow, mouth was getting dry. We're talking about that's gonna do it, man. We love y'all. We'll be back probably with NBA trade deadline stuff when some
content soon.
Yeah, when some moves inevitably do happen, we're gonna be back for the Super Bowl predictions, NFL draft here pretty soon. So we've been kind of consistent, honestly, more consistent than we've been over the last few months. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we are out.